Guys, you have never seen anything quite like this before, trust me. You will be speechless after seeing my setup that can carry 4-man T100 Nightmare dungeons without breaking a sweat, without any elixirs, buffs from teammates, no shrines, no DPS effects from dungeon itself, and of course, enemies will have more health than your ex-girlfriend. They will receive buff in form, but yeah, we're gonna clap those booty cheeks like there is no tomorrow. But what I tried to explain that these enemies right now, as you see, have barrier, and the barrier will be 30% amount of the maximum health, so they are tanky as hell, and most of the time enemies will be dead even before I enter into the room. This build will be even stronger in Season 4 and will not receive any nerfs whatsoever. This will be my go-to setup in Season 4, and it absolutely game broken. It makes everything super easy. But before I get to my build guide, quick warm, they sponsor DVING.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates but you still want to have all the best items in your game, then DVING.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles. They will complete your order super quick. Everything happens through icon sharing. This service has been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews. You can check everything by yourself, but now with my promo code RBDIV or RBD, you will receive 15% discount on absolutely all service. Amazing deal, especially when right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. But now let's get back to my sorcerer setup. And like I said, this is the strongest sorcerer build I have ever created. Last couple of weeks I dedicated myself to test every goddamn glyph combination, rare, normal nodes, everything was tested. DPS combination between burn, cold, chill damage and things in that nature. Of course I tried all the best talents on our gear as well, and I landed on this setup. My priority here was to not lose single target DPS and at the same time wipe rooms as humanly possible, as quick as possible, and pretty much I think we achieved here. And honestly I think there is not much room for improvement. This is my final sorcerer build. Maybe I will find some new combination, but right now this is the best sorcerer build for me. So we will use Shaco, we will use Remnant of the Infinite Chest Piece to stun enemies, and we're gonna deal more damage to stun enemies. Every time we're gonna teleport, we're gonna stun enemies, and when we will use our spear as well will stun enemies. For the gloves I'm using Aspect, which will help us to deal more damage. Our charging bolts are piercing now through the enemies. For the pants, T-bolts will to get that extra damage buff when we will be unstoppable. Flicker Step just to gain our Unstable Currents ultimate skill back basically instantly. It will be up for us non-stop. It will work for 10 seconds. It has 50 second cooldown, but if you will zip from one pack of enemies to another pack of enemies, you will get, trust me, really quickly ultimate skill. Then we are dealing more damage when we have barrier. Pretty self-explanatory. Our passive aspect is when we are increasing our attack speed. I'm using Ring of Starless Skies, of course Unique Ring and Melted Heart of Sealing. This is my stones which I'm using in my construct. Tempest, Flash of Adrenaline, Fridge. Of course I'm playing Burn and Cold Chill with my construct. So yeah, this is my enhancements, enchantments, you name it. I'm using Fireball and Teleport. My evade now is a small mini teleport, and really important that my Fireball enchantment will give a shit ton of damage. When we will manage to kill only one enemy, it can trigger chain reaction. It will one enemy will explode, it can kill another enemy, that enemy will explode, and in that way you can clear whole room pretty much quickly. And to make things even better, I'm using Spear. Spear will travel through the enemies, it will stun them, and like I said, I am dealing more damage to stun enemies. I'm investing some points in my pyromancy skills to deal more damage, unstable currents, and Eos ferocity is my ultimate skill. Oh boy, my paragon board has changed quite a bit. Oh, and I squeezed all the juices out of my paragon board, guys. It's optimized as fuck, man. Tactician is my second glyph, and we will use this glyph in Enhancement Master paragon board. Then we will go up here, we will use Flame Feeder glyph, which will give us damage buff on burning enemies, and our construct will apply burn to our enemies of fire really frequently, especially this is really good against single targets. Then of course we will use exploit to give us damage against vulnerable enemies. Then we are dealing non-physical damage as much as possible. For each fate, legendary note will be taken as well. Destruction, crit damage buffs. This is used in conduit. The spelling will be terrible, so you can see everything by your own two eyes. Next glyph is control damage to crowd controlled enemies. We are controlling enemies non-stop with our teleport, with our spear, and things like that. And last one, but not the least one, is Imbibear. Basically, when we are healthy, we are dealing more damage, and I'm grabbing last legendary note, Elemental Summoner, and this is it, baby. Hardest hitting SORC.